I'm Marc Silber. I'm a photographer and an author in Carmel, California. I'm so stoked to bring our guest, Scott Kelby, and he's someone that we should all bow down to and give thanks every time we open Photoshop or Lightroom, because frankly, I don't know where I'd be without his books teaching me how to use those tools. But he's also an amazing travel photographer. He's also the CEO of KelbyOne, where they've trained millions and millions of us how to process our photos. God, I am so happy to have you with us on Advancing Your Photography.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. There's no way I could ever live up to that intro, though. You know that.
Well, we'll try. We'll try to make it work. What is it that really drives you when it comes to photography?
I'm a storyteller. So I love being able to tell my story in more ways than just the spoken word. Photography allows me to tell my story in a different way, and that's what drives it. As a storyteller, I love having another way to tell the story. And then you can bring the still image together with the spoken or written story, right? Yeah. Either in my books or like we're doing here on a video. You get to bring all that together, the still and the video and the spoken and all. So it's a way of expanding how you communicate with people in an artistic way. And I just love it. It's so much fun.
What are some of the key things you turn to every time you pick up a camera or even before you pick one up?
I want to have some kind of an intent.
Yeah.
I know so many photographers who will say to me, well, I'm going to go out shooting and I'm just going to see what I get.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically, you know what? You're kind of, your photography is based on luck. Hoping I get lucky today and walking out and you just try to get something.
Yeah.
And luck is not a great strategy for success. Now, don't get me wrong. I love luck, and when luck comes my way, I am happy to take it. If I get a lucky shot, I don't tell everybody, oh, it's just a lucky shot. Like a lot of photographers do that, Mark, you've noticed. You'll go, wow, that's really beautiful. And they go, oh, it's just lucky. I go, no, it's not lucky. It's finally getting even. Finally getting even for all the times that you got up at dawn and it rained.
That's right.
Or you went to do a sunset shoot and there wasn't a single cloud in the sky. So I always tell photographers, don't disclaim it when you got a lucky shot. We all get lucky shots, and we all have lots of shots that we really planned for and that went wrong. So I think when I pick up a camera, Mark, what I'm trying to figure out is what do I want to do and how am I going to make it?
Yeah.
So rather than trying to, just get lucky, I'll try to plan, and maybe traveling to someplace. So that's a big thing that I do. I may be traveling to a particular location, and if I can, I'm going to stay there as long as I can until I get the shot that I went for. So I think having that intent and having an idea of this is what I want to accomplish, and this is how far I'm willing to go to get there. That includes, I always say, invest in your own photography. Next time you want to buy some gear, say, is that gear really going to get me a photo, or would a plane ticket to a particular location, flying to Spain or going to Utah or whatever it is that you're into, like flying to that area and buying a hotel and getting up early and all the things that you do, is that likely to get you like the picture of a lifetime, or is buying a new lens going to get you the picture of a lifetime? So I think it's that intent. I really think through how am I going to make this happen? And I try to make it happen. It doesn't always work, as you know.
Absolutely. Why don't we, speaking of incredible images and amazing places, you sent me over a few, and I want to just talk about these to begin with. This is Mont St. Michele, right?
I can share it. You want me to share it?
Oh, why don't we do it that way?
A friend of mine lives in Paris, and my wife and I are going to spend a few days with him. And I tell him, hey, look, I want to go to Mont St. Michele. Now, he's a photographer, a very accomplished, famous photographer. And we all pile in a car. They pick us up at the airport. We drive for 4 hours from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport to Mont St. Michele, the town. And it rains the entire time.
Yeah.
We get there, we pull in the parking lot, and it's still raining. It's not raining as badly, but it's raining. And I look up, and my friend goes, look up there. And there's a little break in the clouds. By the time we walked out there, Mark, it looked like the shot that you see.
Unbelievable.
The clouds broke. It's unbelievable. The color's great. Now, there's a weird thing about Mont St. Michele that we'd heard about and we didn't really believe. But when we get to the little road that leads, we're right there at the base of this little island. There's a sign that says, "Danger quicksand."
Really?
Now, you have to walk out there to get this shot. The shot, the classic Mont St. Michele shot is taken from out there. And our wives are like, "You're not going out there." And luckily, ready, here comes the luck. We look out there and there's some other stupid photographer already out there. We're fine. Let's just do this. We start walking out there. And here's what we learned. It's quicksand. If you stop, even for like 5 seconds, you literally start sinking down into the sand. If you were by yourself, you'd be in trouble. The whole thing was an experience in luck, in that 4 hours, I've given up on the shoot. We still walked in the sprinkling rain all the way out there, and we just got lucky. So that's my story on that one. And the story is about not giving up, really.
Yeah.
And it's about getting lucky, because we definitely did.
What would be your final tip that you'd like to leave these guys with, just to help them advance their photography?
As photographers, we tend to overthink everything.
Yeah.
We're really focused on things like noise. Like, noise is a big thing that people get really wrapped up in. And can I tell you something? Nobody notices noise but other photographers.
Isn't that true?
While the public is looking for a great image, an arresting image, a fantastic one that captures your attention, we're all worried about the noise. And, Mark, Sports Illustrated magazine, right? If you go to pick up a copy of Sports Illustrated, on the first 6 or 8 pages is a section called Leading Off. And in there, you will see the greatest sports pictures in the history of sports photography. You see this incredible picture, like it's really tied in, and the guy's face mask, he's got his hand up in his mask, and he's pulling a mask, and the sweat's going, and the other guy's reaching in, and there's just this mess, and they're all looking at, like, look at this picture. And the guy goes, "But look at the noise. I can't enjoy this."
So
when you put it in that context, the rest of the world is looking for that amazing picture, and the photographer's like, I can't get past the noise. The number one most question I get asked at my seminars, my photography seminars, is about exposure. What exposure mode do you use? What metering mode do you use? When should I use spot metering? All this crap. Do you realize that everything you're asking about is simply, how do I make my photo not too dark or not too bright?
Right.
Really, that's it. Look, if you take a picture on the back of your camera and you see it's a little too dark, make it a little brighter and take it again. And if you completely fall down and you completely mess up and you open it up on your computer and you realize that the photo is a little too dark, you can move a slider 1/16 of an inch and fix it.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about the stuff that doesn't matter.
Boy, that is
all that tech crap doesn't matter. You're never going to get a phone call where someone says, "You know what? I want to hire a photographer, and my main goal is to find one that'll make photos that aren't too bright or aren't too dark." That phone call is never going to come. So spending your time mastering whether your photos are too bright or too dark is an absolute waste of time.
Boy.
It's about capturing a wonderful moment, a beautiful place, a moment in time. It's about what the rest of the world wants to see. While we're focused on noise and we're focused on exposure, the rest of the world just wants to see a really cool shot. So my advice to photographers would be, stop messing with the technical stuff. Stop buying new lenses. The lenses that you have take great photos. If the only camera that you have is a phone, it still takes great photos.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest photos you'll ever see have been taken with a phone. It's not the camera, and it's not the lens, it's not the gear, and it's certainly not the settings. The rest of the world just wants to see a great picture. Go make great pictures.
I am even more stoked than when we began this. Thanks again, Scott.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks to all your viewers. Appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. I need you to tell your friends about this show. Let your fingers do the walking. Share with your friends the video. Leave your comments and likes. And remember to get out and capture your own images of life.